Wind farms are a key part of corporate Australia's climate action plan. The Murra turbines in Victoria are sponsored by the ANZ Bank, Coca-Cola Amatil and telecom giant Telstra. It's one of the country's biggest consumers of electricity and has promised to be powered by 100% renewables by 2025.
We have power purchasing agreements that we enter into with primarily solar and wind farms, so it allows us to reduce our emissions ourselves. It also contributes to the decarbonisation of the grid because we're providing that confidence for people to invest in renewables.
Like Telstra, all Australian states and territories have set a target of net zero emissions, but the federal government hasn't. It's being accused of refusing to see beyond the use of fossil fuels. The Prime Minister, Scott Morrison, though, is insisting his greenhouse gas policies are responsible and won't damage the economy.
But with or without government support, businesses are making the change.
We're really seeing companies get on with it, even though the federal government continues to be sort of stuck in the past, still wedded to coal and gas. Australia's obviously one of the sunniest countries in the world. We've got a massive amount of wind, land, we've got a skilled workforce. So all of that places us really well to become a renewables superpower.
Shift towards renewable power in Australia is unrelenting, but this is a country that relies on coal to generate most of its electricity. Economists believe the transition to green power will take time and that fossil fuels can't suddenly be abandoned.
I think also the federal government's quite realistic internationally. If Australia just put up its hand and committed, suicide and, got rid of all coal and all this and all that, Australia would be very poor and the rest of the world would use coal and iron ore and gas from everywhere else and tick along. So I think they're being quite realistic about how the international economy works.
Australia's largest retailer, Woolworths, is also joining the charge towards renewables. It plans to power all its operations with clean energy within 5 years. Going green is popular with consumers and shareholders. It's good for a company's public image, but it also makes sound financial sense. Phil Mercer, BBC News, Sydney.